your machine now?
Yeah.
All right. So this is how I would think about it, right? So, dear teacher, that's good. We are gearing up for module 2, and then we have to explain what module 2 is. So maybe put the brochure link there. So the consulting readiness program brochure here, right? I can make it very easy and send you the link right away on Slack. Okay. I'm reaching out for you for your contribution. We are currently working on one of the modules of the workshops, high performance mindsets, which has 5 dimensions mindsets. And then I would list the mindsets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think we agreed that we're going to work with resilience, curiosity, ownership, critical thinking, and end goal orientation. Yeah. And then I would explain, like, the workshop will be heavily based on scenarios inspired by true stories. Okay. Then they understand, like, oh, okay, I'll create some scenarios based on true stories. We believe you have interesting stories to share that we could get inspiration from. Can you please tell us if you have interesting stories for those 5 dimensions that you yourself lived or observed others or worked with other people who demonstrated those mindsets. You can probably phrase better than I'm phrasing right now, but then I would say, like, okay, to help you think about the stories, we added a few questions that could inspire you to remember things, whatever, like, and then put, like, okay, the mindset, and then 2-3 bullets of, like, a situation where you went beyond to make sure that you deliver on time, a situation where, for ownership, for instance, right? So you have to think about, like, a little bit, like, give them a certain range of some parameters to work with when they are thinking about those characteristics and what do they mean for a hybrid. And then I would say it is too much work, to be honest. It is a bit too much work for them to write the stories. So I would just ask them, like, do you have stories? And kind of, like, they make it easy for them to say yes or no for each dimension. Yes, yes, yes. So maybe they have, like, 2-3 stories that could be used. And then in the end, I would say, look, if we move on, we would like to interview you to capture those stories and to discuss the potential scenarios. We'll compensate you with, let's say, how much can we pay? Let's say $75 per hour. Okay. Yeah, that's how much I can offer right now. Let's see. Depending on the teacher, like, there's some principals that are really good. Probably their hours like $150. So we'll have to kind of, like, get the list of teachers. I can tell you which ones I would invite, and if there is a special deal for the most expensive teachers, let's say. But try to work. Do you get the spirit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But my only point is, Flavio, so we were going to shortlist the stories based on their responses on the questionnaire. So if you simply replace it with a yes or no, how would we do the shortlisting?
Yeah, because, okay, I think I'm changing a little bit my mind that asking them to write the stories up front will, even if it's a summary, will get a very low response rate. But what we can do is the following. Suppose that a teacher has, I don't know, they say they have stories for A, B, and C. Then we go to the call and we ask like, okay, what is your best one, right? And we kind of like try to make them focus on the best one they have, spend time with that, and then less good ones, we just don't have time, right? So we kind of prioritize the story because for sure they have at least one good story to tell, right? And I think we can do it during the call instead of like trying to cherry pick too much via email, because they are normally, if you message 20 teachers, about 3 or 4 will ever reply, right? That's how busy or interested they are. So I think if we ask them like, please take a lot of effort and write a lot of things, we may not even use it, then it might go down to 0. And if we fail the first time, it's very hard to recover. It's like, yeah, now we'll try again. It's too expensive and there's too little time. So I would say just ask them in the email, like if you think you have a good story for some of the dimensions, just put a cross here or let us know, reply in this email. And based on that, we look at the results. We say like, okay, let's talk to Neil because he says stories about 4 dimensions. We go to Neil, we say, Neil, okay, what is the best one you have? Oh, this one. Okay, let's do it. And if we have time, we can do more and more. But yeah, I think that's the best approach here.
So instead of a standard questionnaire, would a Google form with multiple choice options make more sense? Where they just drop down and select or just based on multiple choice?
Yeah, it could be good. We usually use Typeform. Do you know Typeform?
Yeah, I mean, we have a performance review.
Yeah. So if you, yeah, for instance, have you ever created a Typeform?
No, I've never worked on Typeform.
Okay, so let me show you quickly. And I'll share the credentials. So when you log in on Typeform, you have this. So I will create right away here, WSM shop 2 folder. Then I will duplicate this form here so that we have the layouts. Okay. WSM survey echo. And you can explain. Thank you for sharing what mindset you can talk about stories with our content team or content team, something like this. And then they would like, what's your first name? Email we don't need because we kind of have the email already. So I would say like here, multiple choice. And then we would ask like, do you have some good stories that here mindset, and then for inspiration, here are some questions or some examples. A story where you blah blah blah, a story for you or someone you know, blah blah blah. Yeah. And the options here, you can phrase it as you wish. then you can have multiple questions, and then in the end, thank you for sharing. Our team will. It's very easy to edit. It's important that we click here on notifications. And whenever someone replies, so I'll put here, what is your email exactly? Hotmail or this one? Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone answers, we get notification. Where to check. So yeah, thank you for sharing. And here we only have 2 questions, so we just have a few questions. And then in the end, I would say short test. There and at the moment. Yeah, something like this. So I'll send you the link. I'll also send you the credentials, and you can easily create it. If you have any questions, there are lots of YouTube videos explaining how to use Typeform. It's a good tool for you to learn because it's it's a tool made by designers. Mm-hmm. So it's very beautiful, very easy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that way, I think the question, if I can quickly recap. So we are not looking at detailed questionnaire. We are looking at a questionnaire which is mostly multiple choice and yes or no. Reasons: faculty does not have time to write stories. Faculty will not be interested if we probably do not schedule a call with them and they have to write. It might be a potential waste of their time if they have to write a story. So what we will do instead is we will do a type form and have multiple choice questions related to story. So I think we're running short of time right now, but I will watch the video which you guys of yesterday's meeting and also take inspiration from the question I created and come up with a list and share with you. And we can take it forward from there for the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, and keep studying those topics, right? So as we spoke in the meeting, it's good to have the slides with a lot of content and theory about what does it truly mean, what is the golden middle that we spoke about, and so on. So the more you're expert in these behaviors, in these mindsets and examples, etc., the better you'll be at interviewing the faculty and creating the scenarios with them, right? Because you always have to think about what represents it and what is lack of or too much of, right, of that thing. And I want you guys to, create really cool exercises based on alternative scenarios, like what do you do here? What is the best approach? What are the pros and cons of an approach? Sometimes it's not a multiple choice test, right? It's not like do A, B, C, D. It's like, okay, if you tell your boss that you found a mistake, you get points for that, and you're losing points for this, right? So what are the pros and cons of like, if you do that, what you lose, what you win, what is the balance, the net positive effect, and then you make decisions based on that, right? So the mindsets have to be, in the end of the day, people might not have the mindsets, but they at least know what the mindsets are and how to use them.
Great. So the more I read, the better equipped I will be to.
Exactly. The more you read and watch videos on YouTube. YouTube is an awesome source. Just listen a lot to TED Talks, Harvard Business Review. We have a login if you need. We sign up for Harvard Business Review.
That will be helpful.
Yeah. Just ask me. I can give it to you.
Awesome.
Cool.
Cool, Flavio. Final update from me is I've compiled the list repository of codes which you wanted for the beginning. You can have a look at that.
Yes, great. That was fast. All right. Fantastic. Good job. I'll take a look.
Yeah,
You shared already. Yeah, I see it.
sure.
Awesome. I'm
Have you
excited,
shared?
Arshad. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you shared the type? Yeah, type format.
I shared it. Yeah.
Okay, and if you could share the Harvard Business, I believe you shared it in the group.
Let me see the Harvard Business Review login already for you. It's full of great wisdom in Harvard Business Review. The problem is people do not implement it because it's like paper.
Yes.
And we need to bring it to life. We need to make people discuss it and practice, feel in the shoes of the person. So there's so many interesting stuff there. Your job is to cherry pick the things that make sense and bring it to life.
Okay. Awesome.
Fantastic. All right, Arshad, anything else I can help?
No, that's it from my end.
Okay, so have some rest and talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.